right.
move into some predictions.
Yep. And then we can look to wrap up the show.
I'll kick one off here.
Gaming predictions 2025. Let's go.
It's a little relevant. You were just mentioning it a minute ago about the landscape of games in 2025.
Yep.
And a little unfortunate with GTA 6 coming out. First prediction that I'm going to throw out this year, GTA 6 does not win TGA Game of the Year.
Okay, we're already off to a hot start. Let's go.
Just very specifically TGA.
TGA
So,
specifically.
but you do believe it will still win a
win
Game
of the Year award from somewhere, but it will not win it at
TGA.
Do you have a piggyback of what will win?
Not yet.
What about contenders?
Contenders, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay, Split Fiction.
Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction will be in there.
I mean, he's got a point. Monster Hunter Wilds could probably give it a good run.
I think Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction are going to be the two main contenders for Game of the Year this year. I think GTA 6 will win every other category that it's in.
Okay, all right.
I'll piggyback off that one. And speaking of Game Awards, in which one of my predictions is based off the trend we saw from Game Awards, I believe we'll see probably at least 2 or 3 older IPs come in, get an announcement of a new line in game series.
A part of trailers, you mean?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
announced games.
Yeah. So, like, old IPs like Capcom's been building.
Yeah.
I feel like with that trend and some of the others we saw from Summer Games Fest, I want to say I would like to say that we'll see at least 3, maybe 4 older IPs get a new game in their lines.
Any idea or any want to pitch you want to throw out there? Manifest maybe, or do you just kind of think it's going to happen?
I mean, some that would be sort of wild and just in that realm and stuff like that. Like just randomly a new Spyro. Because, I mean, we got the Reignited, but we haven't actually seen a new game out come with it.
Yeah, he also appeared in Astrobot. Shout out to that.
Sticking in that with someone who also just recently appeared in Astrobot, but totally out space, Gex.
Oh my God. Yes. That's a pull. That's a deep cut.
That is
That's
a
a deep
hard
cut.
pull. Something that Xbox might do, considering they've been moving all their stuff around and whatnot. I don't know who still owns the IP, but Aviva Pinata.
Who does own that? Well, I think it would be Xbox.
Well, Xbox has it, but I don't know who's the actual studio. But with how Xbox has been moving a little bit away from pushing everything into Xbox and actually looking a little bit more at actual games and getting stuff on other consoles and whatnot.
Rare. Developer was
I was wondering
Rare.
if it was Rare.
Andy would be so excited. Andy loves the Viva Pinata
Yes.
games.
I mean, it's not a big IP known anymore, but I mean,
Yeah.
it still has a very solid following.
yeah, it was Rare and Climax Studios.
Yeah.
Whatever Climax Studios is. Let me see what else they've done. Let's see. They have also done Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, and Silent Hill Origins.
Oof.
Shout out to that. Let me see what else. But yeah, so yeah, I would safely say Xbox owns that IP since Rare was the lead developer on it. See what else Climax has done.
But yeah, that would be my 3 guesses. One of those is a wild shot.
Yeah, one of those is. I don't know where you got that from, but
Is it Viva? Because that's the one I'm thinking is a wild shot.
No, Gex.
no, yeah, I was on Gex.
I'd say Viva's a wild one more than Gex because at least there's a joking meme about Gex in the gaming space in some capacity. Where
I mean that's fair.
because it's like with I think it's Scott the Woz, like he's like a massive Gex fan. I remember seeing a video where someone who got to go meet Scott at a convention brought him every possible copy of Gex imaginable, like based on how it was released, and brought it to all Scott. Brought it to Scott at some convention to sign it. So it's like an ongoing meme with Gex. So I still see Gex in some capacity, but that is a deep cut.
See, I would think Viva Pinata would have the better chance, especially with them being like this is an Xbox campaign.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like something that could come back and they could just market it to be played anywhere.
Because I
Right.
mean, it was a solid fan base game, still has a fan base, and I mean, it's very approachable just on all aspects.
So one of my predictions that I have, I will actually piggyback off John here. with the Game Awards and GTA 6, and I will agree with John. GTA 6 will not win Game of the Year at the TGA because GTA 6 will be delayed in 2026. This is not a on the spot.
So is your prediction that it's getting delayed, or that it's just not winning Game of the Year at TGA?
I think it's getting delayed, so it won't be available.
able to. No, I mean, like, this is not an on the spot pool. It is on my list. I promise. I was just trying to not spoil it earlier on when talking about it. But no, I just have a sneaking feeling.
I had GTA 6 not winning TG. I wrote that down like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, the idea of GTA 6 being delayed, it was one of my first predictions when I started working on it. So it's like, I know I was saying it's like my most anticipated. It will be if it's going to come out. Don't get me wrong. I just have a feeling it's not going to come out this year. I've been hearing so many rumors that it's like teetering. It's on track for this year. Everything's good, but it's one of those things that if it needs more time to cook, Rockstar is going to let it cook, because apparently Rockstar has been very adamant that for this final stretch of the game, there will be no overtime on the game, which, hey, kudos. So if that's the case, it's going to get delayed, I think, if there is some fine-tuning you want to do. So it's not going to win Game of the Year this year because it won't be there. That's my personal prediction, is that it won't come out this year.
We're already moving on to stuff not coming out this year, huh?
Yeah. Already on to that. Why, you got something? Don't break my heart with something.
Fable.
Oh, no.
And Metroid Prime 4.
That's why you said we'll see on Fable. That's why you said we'll see.
Fable and Metroid Prime 4 will not release in 2025.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I would possibly be in agreement with that Fable 4 because we've yet to see gameplay. It's still
saw gameplay?
No, we did not.
I thought there was.
Nope.
No, we saw a cinematic, that was shown like gameplay, but it wasn't actually gameplay.
Okay, that's fair.
Prime 4 probably has the better chance of coming out this year between them in my head, but Prime 4 has been like cooking for so long. There were so many issues with it. I just don't see it happening.
I could see Fable. I could see Fable being a legitimate like 50-50 coin flip, maybe even a 60-40 it won't come out, I'm in disagreement on Prime 4. I think Prime 4 will come out this year. I'm feeling it.
I didn't want to lump I put them together. I didn't want to throw two like delays in there for games that would probably be around the same time period to come out. Mm-hmm. And Prime 4 has the better chance with Switch 2 and everything. I think it could be a launch game for it. But I got that feeling. Yeah. I got a feeling I don't see it happening.
I hope that's not the case, but I can understand why
I would rather them both come out. I don't see both of them coming out, and like we've heard rumblings of both of them for about the same period of time. Mm-hmm. So, and there's been issues on both sides. So I just until this is going to be like when I think what was it a couple years ago? I said the game's not coming out until it. Or I don't believe the game's coming out until it actually comes out.
Digimon Survive?
Yeah. Yes, Digimon Survive.
That's kind of these two games. We've heard about them for so long. I don't think they're actually coming out until they're released.
No, that's fair. Let me go ahead and get an easy one in there. The Switch 2 will come out from March to May. Going to go ahead and get an easy win in there for me. I will also say, though, one that I predicted this last year, got it right. I'm going to keep predicting it. At least this year. We'll see next year. GameCube will not be coming to NSO this year. I'm going to continue to hammer that one. Because I know everyone's just like, oh, yeah, new console coming out. What are they going to add to the NSO next? Oh, it's going to be GameCube. No, it's not. GameCube's not coming out this year. Just go ahead and pump the brakes on it. They're going to save that. Because I think next year or 2027, I think, is the 25th anniversary of GameCube. So I think it would more make sense to put that out next year versus this year. I mean, you already have, I'm assuming, a slate of games cooking to relaunch year one, Like, I don't think you need GameCube to come to NSO. So I'm going to keep hammering on that one, that GameCube is not coming to NSO. Not yet, at least. It will, just not yet. Not happening yet. What you, Zach? What do you got?
I got a wild shot after some rumors from a couple things that I came across the week or two ago. Steam will finally announce a Half-Life 3
That's
teaser.
One of mine. That's one of mine. Let's go.
I didn't even bother with this one. I knew it was coming from one of y'all.
That was on my list. Shut up.
It was on mine because I came across several articles of just stuff that apparently that Steam's been working on and hinting at. So I guess I should rephrase that. Not necessarily Half-Life 3, but Steam will announce a new Half-Life game.
Yeah,
or something.
that's all mine is that a new Half-Life game will be announced.
Because I mean, from like the articles and whatnot I read of what's been shown out, it hints that it could be Half-Life 3, but it's not enough information to be like, yeah, no, it's for sure Half-Life 3.
Okay, let me also clarify my prediction on it because I just read it. My prediction was a new Half-Life game will either be announced or leaked. It's going to be one of the two. Like it's something we're going to see Half-Life this year.
See, mine is Steam official.
Yeah, that's fair. Like mine's either they announce it or it's going to get leaked. One of the two. Something's going to happen with that. I do have 2 other announcements. No, 3 other. I have 3 other announcements. One of them I predicted last year and obviously got wrong, which in hindsight, yeah, I was going to get that wrong. Persona 6 is getting announced this year. I'm going to go ahead and lock that one in. I looking back, I don't know why I predicted that last year, just being hopeful, I guess. Yeah, last year was the year of Metaphor.
I told you when you said it. I was
yeah,
like, that's
both
I
of
think
you did.
both of us did.
Yeah, it was the year of Metaphor. I don't know why I predicted it. But no, Persona 6 this year. I'm feeling it for probably a release next year. That's what I'm feeling.
You're just going to skip over Phantom X getting its worldwide release?
That is not anywhere in the realm of weight of Metaphor, though. That like yeah, it'll come out cool. That's in the realm of like a Persona 3 Reload, so you can still have something else come out too, or announce, and that'd be Persona 6. Oblivion Remake or Remaster will be announced and released this year.
That has been so. That has been everywhere right now. Everybody's on that one.
It's coming, boys. And the last announcement I've got is I think I also put this last year. I'm going to keep putting it here until something else comes out and proves me wrong that it's not in development because I am convinced it's happening. Give me Ocarina of Time Remake. I'm feeling it. That will be the next Zelda game on the Switch. It will not be another new title like Echoes of Wisdom. It will not be the next big 3D entry of the series. It will be a remake of Ocarina of Time. I'm feeling it. I think I predicted last year. I'm going to keep predicting it. I've seen so many reports and rumors on this damn thing, and it makes too much sense to throw it out there. So I'm feeling Ocarina of Time Remake will be announced, not released. It will be announced. It will not be coming out this year, but it will be announced later on in this year.
See, I'm just going to take a vibe shot. This year, we're going to get a teaser trailer of Kojima's current working game, and it's going to confuse the hell out of all of us.
Oh, what, OD?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I know. We're going to watch that. I'm like, what the hell did we just watch? No, we probably will because we'll probably see it at Summer Game Fest.
I was thinking maybe Game Awards.
That's also a possibility. Yeah. Well, I mean, that one was an Xbox Cloud game, right?
Yes.
Then it'd probably be like at the Xbox showcase over the summer, if I had to guess.
Well, yeah, but
I mean,
of all of those, Kojima he gets his own time slot at Summer Games Fest where he gets to come out.
yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So it's like he probably showed up there first, and then it would appear more in depth at the Xbox showcase.
That's fair. I can see that.
But yes, Kojima lets us see more of OD and confuses the hell out of us.
It is going to be a vastly confusing
The only
game.
reason I say Game Awards is because we have Death Stranding 2 supposedly slotted for this year.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
So I feel like, because we don't have a date on that right yet.
Nope, it is TBA.
So I was feeling like Death Stranding 2 may be at the Summer Games Fest. And
Also,
then
he showed it off for the first time at Game Awards last year.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the whole, he came out, Jeff introduced him, and then he introduced
That's what made me...
Key. Was it Pill or Key? I can't remember. It was one of them.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it made me so mad because everybody was getting kicked off the stage in like 30 seconds for their speeches, and we got a 15-minute Kojima segment.
They're best friends.
I know, but still.
That is annoying. I understand.
I got a bit of a vague one here. We'll have to define this at the time a little bit better because I don't know how to phrase this any better. Switch 2 coming out this year. We all know that.
Yep.
You're saying sometime...
God, I hope it doesn't release this year.
Stop.
Switch 2, all we've heard about it is the power of the Switch 2 and how powerful it's supposed to be. Switch 2 is going to come out and be like the power that they've been talking about, and the ability of it is going to be underwhelming.
Oh, God. Now you're starting to sound like freaking Centro Leaks. Jesus Christ, John. Don't do this to me.
It's going to... That's all we've heard marketing-wise is the power of it. It's going to be PS4 Pro level power. It's not going to fix anything. It's going to be underwhelming. It's going to be underwhelming because they're still going to have problems making games for it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, from a third-party standpoint, they will. Nintendo will be fine.
Oh yeah, Nintendo's first parties will be fantastic.
Yeah.
Most of half their games that came out for the Switch in the past year don't run well on the Switch.
Yeah.
They're gonna be shooting higher for the Switch 2, expecting it to just work, and it's not. It is my opinion of it. But we'll when it comes out and we actually see some of the games and stuff come out, we'll have to define that a little bit better.
Right.
But based on how you're saying it, I would define it as more or less you're saying the Switch 2's hardware
Capabilities.
will not be as up to standard.
Essentially,
It'll
we're gonna
still
have,
be a
we're gonna
step
have the same
backwards.
problem with the Switch 2 that we have with the Switch.
Yeah.
Is basically how I'm gonna phrase it. We've had one game that came out, and it was Tears of the Kingdom, that showed what was capable on the Switch, but that was because they had 5 years to work on it.
And they literally pushed that Switch
And-
to its limits.
To the max.
It's
yeah.
like they let them sit there and just figure out how to make it work. Most people do not get that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have the same problem with the Switch 2 as we do with the Switch.
I do agree with you because like when all the original reports were coming out and the leak specs and all this and that of like, what the power would essentially be like, which is like PS4 Pro level, Xbox Series S. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, that's cool because you're going to be able to get some like really fun, cool third-party titles on the Switch too. But it's going to be the same rinse and repeat cycle we have right now where they're going to have to be delayed to be optimized, or they're going to be aggressively optimized down to even come out.
It'll be fine for the Mario game that comes out.
100%.
It'll be fine for the Pokemon games that come
Yep.
out. Anything other than that, like a modern game, is going to struggle.
Yeah. Maybe not struggle, but it's just going to take longer to come out.
Yeah.
It will either struggle if they launch it same day,
Yeah.
or it will take longer to come out and then run
We
fine.
will still have the same reports
Yeah.
of games either not running well or
Not-
games coming out 6 months later to be
Yeah,
optimized for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely agree to that. Obviously, the Switch 2, very excited. I think the power that they are aiming for is going to be incredible for a handheld, but you are right. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at the power of the Xbox Series X and you look at the power of the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, and hell, I got in the damn weekly wrap-up of what happened with our most anticipated game of last year and why it's still not on the Xbox. Those sort of situations is what's going to happen. I mean, realistically, like we're not trying to shit on the Switch. We're just keeping it real. Like that's just what's going to happen. I mean that I might as well go ahead and give you a green check for that one because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunately the truth. All Nintendo IPs are going to run great, but everything else, we'll see. You know what I mean? I have 2 Xbox Ones, and I think I got one more after that personally. So one of my Xbox Ones is they're going to go off the deep end and no more exclusives. I mean, they're going off the deep end this year. I think we've been hearing about it for so damn long. I think this is the year that's going to prove it. And they're going to go off the deep end. Pretty much anything that's coming out, it's coming to PlayStation. It's coming to Nintendo. Now, I'm not going to hammer if it's going to be day and day release. I'm not going to hammer that like kind of like with the Indiana Jones, where Indiana Jones coming out for PlayStation here in like 2 months, whatever. But everything that it's coming out for Xbox will come to PlayStation, at least, if not Nintendo as well. I think they're going off the deep end this year. But on the plus side for Xbox, I do think Xbox will have a game nominated for Game of the Year. In any publication or at the TGA. I'm feeling it.
Like a first party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know why. It's just the one that's sticking out to me. Like, I think you're gonna do it, buddy. I think it's gonna be Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm not even fucking around right now. I just have a feeling it's gonna be Doom: The
wasn't
Dark.
the last Doom Game of the Year nominee this year?
No, because I actually recently did a deep dig on that because I saw someone put up a post and shitting on Xbox where it's like Xbox has never had a game nominated at the Game of the Years. And I'm like, I know they haven't had many, but I don't think they've ever had none because I remember very clearly Psychonauts got nominated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
Psychonauts 2, very specifically.
Yeah, I backtracked and I was like, okay, yes, when Psychonauts 2 was nominated, that was an Xbox-owned property, so they've had at least one. I think in terms of the TGA, I do think that is the only true first-party Xbox exclusive that has been nominated. So it is a rarity. It is a rarity. So I'm feeling it. Doom did get a lot of recognition. It was in a lot of categories. I noticed.
Just wasn't Game of the Year.
It wasn't Game of the Year. So I just have a feeling Doom: The Dark Ages could be the Xbox game to push up there and get nominated. Or who knows? It could be South of Midnight, because I'm pretty sure it's an Xbox publisher. I think it was. I need to go fact check that. But I think South of Midnight was an Xbox publisher. Same thing with Avowed. If Avowed comes out and it's great, it could be Avowed too. Could be Outer Worlds too. Outer Worlds was nominated, so there you go. Okay. When Outer Worlds was nominated, I don't think they owned Obsidian yet, so that one didn't count. So maybe Outer Worlds too. If all of Xbox's games comes out, there's plenty of games that can make that list. Is what I'm saying.
The RPG category this year is going to be fucking wild.
Oh, yes, it is.
True.
This is going to be a giant old mixed bag.
Yep. So I have one more. Do you guys have anything else?
I got one I thought of earlier today, and it's not a fully fleshed out thought. It's Xbox will announce another acquisition of Game Pass, similar to how they did like Yakuza and then Persona.
Okay.
They'll have another series where they get the whole series put on there. I don't have it in my head of which one it is.
Just something's gonna happen.
It's like they will pull like.
That's fair. They do that almost every year.
Yeah, they've been solid at least getting something.
EA Play, they did that one.
Well,
Riot.
Specifically, I'm thinking on the level of like Persona and like Yakuza, where it's like those were shockers. It's those were big names that you didn't think were necessarily going to come to Game Pass. Something on that level is what I'm thinking. I don't have a series in mind.
I don't either.
But
I see your point.
I have a feeling that they're going to have some big acquisition of Game Pass this year.
I'll double down with you on that, because I could see that. Because you're right. I mean, you had Persona and Yakuza. You know, there was the whole Riot deal that happened. You know, they had the EA Play thing, where it's like if you have Game Pass, you can get access to all the games on EA Play, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, etc.
Yeah. And they usually do like one acquisition like that, but sometimes like the Riot one is a weird integration to it.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily count that one as much.
I just counted it because of all the shit you get for it. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
why
across all the Riot's PC games.
Yeah.
I think they'll acquire some big name series and get everything on Game Pass at the same time there.
I wonder what it could be. I could definitely see that happening, but I wonder what it could be. Now I'm racking my brain.
I don't know. I've been racking my brain. I'll maybe next week I'll have something. I'll have something to nail it down a little better with.
Well, here, let me ask you if it could be this one, because this can piggyback into my final prediction. Do you think it could be stuff from Ubisoft? Something to think about. Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was trying to rack my brain for like Ubisoft stuff, and it all kind of mixes together.
Yeah, because my final prediction is that when I say this, the headlining prediction, there is some clarifications, obviously. Ubisoft will go under this year. When I say go under, I don't mean like, oh, they're no longer a company, but the family that started Ubisoft, and there's still one brother that still runs Ubisoft, will be completely out. They will be completely out. You know, my prediction is Assassin's Creed Shadows will be the final nail in the coffin. And I'm not going to say Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a shit game. I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to be a fine game. I think it's going to be a good Assassin's Creed game. Good being a 7 on our board, right? But I think it comes out at the wrong time, and it's going to get overlooked. Sales numbers are going to be dog shit because even though it's a good game and it's Assassin's Creed, how many people are going to be jumping on that Assassin's Creed train? It's Ubisoft. We saw how the last Ubisoft game was with Star Wars. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I think it's going to be a game that people will play 6 months down the line and enjoy it. But the sales are going to be terrible in February because of everything else around it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the nail in the coffin. There's lawsuits happening with Ubisoft. If Assassin's Creed Shadows is a massive success and sales go well, reception goes well, it could buy the family that it's owned Ubisoft now a little bit more time and kind of get, maybe right the ship a little bit. They're not going to get that opportunity to right the ship. So we're going to see a new Ubisoft after this year. That is my prediction, and it's not going to, because again, Shadows is going to be shit. It's just poor timing. Because I'm definitely not playing Shadows in February. There's other things in February I'd rather play.
I'm probably not playing Shadows this year.
I won't even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not something that I don't not want to play. I mean, I've been wanting to go to Japan with Assassin's Creed since the series started. So like that's cool, but yeah, there's a lot of other things on the gaming list this year that I'd rather play. Like 30 other games probably.
Yeah.
So it's just on the back burner. I think a lot of players are going to feel the same way. The Assassin's Creed fandom is still very much alive, but it is not as powerful as it once was. So
I mean, it's in the same boat as Far Cry. I mean,
yeah,
you'll see it it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game. I mean,
Yeah.
you sort of already have an idea of what to expect. So
yeah. I mean, I think it's going to score well. I mean, I could see it scoring like I'd say like an 83 is pretty solid on Metacritic. That's not a bad score. 84. I could see it getting some 8 out of 10s, maybe some 9 out of 10s, maybe even throw a 10 out of 10 somewhere. Someone will be generous. It's going to get a lot of decent scores, good scores. It's just not going to sell for shit. People are going to be playing other things. Monster Hunter Wild's coming out in like a week. You have Avowed people will be playing on Game Pass. There's just other stuff happening. So it's just bad timing, in my opinion, for Assassin's Creed.
You got any more, Zach?
no, not really. I didn't really have a whole lot for this year.
I could like shotgun some potential announcements that I feel are kind of obligatory.
Okay.
For me. Pokemon Gen 10 will be revealed. It's somewhere like August, October.
Okay.
Switch 2 launch with the announcement of it comes the announcement of the next like big 3D Mario game that launches alongside of it and potentially Prime 4, but I don't think Prime 4 is coming out. So I'm replacing it with a new 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
Just makes sense to me. I had one there and I lost it. But yeah, it's like a couple Nintendo ones there. You're set on Ocarina of Time being the next remake. I don't see. I mean, it should happen. I don't necessarily see it happening next. I think like we just got Echoes of Wisdom, which was more of the top-down perspective for that. I would see potentially another game, like another of the 2D games being remade in that style.
Give me the Oracles, baby.
I'm thinking, I don't know why, but it's stuck in my head, Awakening. Like Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we got Link's Awakening.
No, yeah.
You mean Link to the Past?
Link to the Past, yeah.
No,
I was thinking the art style of Link's Awakening, and I wanted a Link to the Past.
Now, honestly, if they did like another like old school, like Ocarina of Time's old school, it's late 90s, but you know what I mean, like Super Nintendo or Game Boy, Zelda, give me Link to the Past remake.
I think,
or give me Oracle. Give me one of those two.
I think Link to the Past is the next one to get that treatment. I don't think it comes out this year. I think we get an announcement sometime in the summer.
Right.
Or at least they just, even if it's just like a splash of it.
Yeah.
And then, here we go. Last one that I kind of had. This isn't necessarily, the start of it isn't necessarily it. It's just leading into it. Elder Scrolls 6 we hear nothing about in favor of Starfield expansions.
Oh no, don't do that.
Dang.
But we will get the announcement of the next Starfield expansion this year before we hear anything about Elder Scrolls 6.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah, that probably is accurate.
I mean, especially if the Oblivion thing actually comes out, then yeah, you're gonna nail that one on the head.
And then I've been kicking this around. I wasn't sure about throwing it out there. Fallout. The next Fallout game goes to Obsidian. Ooh. Obsidian gains control of it because Bethesda is busy with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
And they're gonna want an announcement. Obsidian is probably in my head. They're already working on it because they're gonna want like a Fallout Season 2 to come with
A game.
And it's gonna be. It's like when the Season 2 like is announced, they start showing trailers for it. We're gonna start getting teases of the next Fallout game, and then we're gonna see an Obsidian logo pop up.
Yeah. I could totally see that because and it won't be a Fallout 5. That's going to stay Bethesda's not going to let that one happen.
They're going to do their own thing.
Exactly. Like they're going to be like a New Vegas 2 or just something along those lines, or whatever. Insert city name here.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, I could totally see that. I would love that too. That'd be sick. I mean, even Obsidian's been asking for that since the acquisition happened.
It's one of those with the hype of Fallout and with Obsidian talking about it. In my head, that's kind of a diversion where they're like, hey, like them throwing it out there to see, kind of to stroke their ego of seeing fan response of like, yeah, give it back to them.
Yeah.
I kind of see it like that. It might not be that. It might have genuinely been them asking for it and then them just pumping it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna see Obsidian with the next Fallout announced this year.
Right. That'd be pretty sick. I'd be here for that.
And then we're gonna end up with the next Fallout game before Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. Elder Scrolls is years away. So, God, I can't believe it. It's been like, what, 6 years? No, it's been like, what, 5 years since the announcement?
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
It was 2019. It was. Yeah.
It was something like that.
That's crazy. So it would be 6 years. Oh, God. Oh, no. Time is going by quick, boys. I still remember watching. I think me and you were watching that in my old living room.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Time is going by so quick. Jesus. But yeah, no, I think you nailed those on the head. Zach, did you come up with another one there? Okay. All right. I don't think I got anything else.
Well, I guess one thing on the whole Nintendo thing, I mean, you say the new 3D Mario game. Do you think with the Switch 2 coming out, would they do what they did with Super Smash Brothers with Switch and do like a restylized just Mario Kart for Switch 2, where it's just all the
They
content.
stopped calling it Mario Kart 8 and just call it Mario Kart like Definitive Edition.
Yes, instead of doing Mario Kart 9, it's
Just
just
call it like Mario Kart Infinity.
or something like that, and just brings all the content over, plus some extra stuff that's missing.
So I firmly think we're going to get a Mario Kart 9. I was originally on the boat with John that the console would launch with a 3D Mario. I think it's going to launch potentially with a Mario Kart, and then 3D Mario comes at the end of the year. I saw one report that a 3D Mario won't even come out this year, and it'll be another 2D Mario. I'm like, no.
See, that was
it's going to be 3D.
That was my thing. It was that they'd release it with a Mario Kart just because of how still high selling the Mario Kart bundle is.
True. I think it could go either way. I think it could be a 3D Mario
Kart,
launch or a Mario
in my
Kart.
mind, is in the same grounds as GTA 5. People just keep buying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the top 10 most selling games of all time, 100%. That's tough. I mean, because I don't know. I think Prime 4 will be a launch title. I've already got that locked in mentally. But the other, like the Mario title launch, I don't know if it'll be Kart or 3D. I'd like it to be 3D. That was my original thought, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking it'll be Mario Kart 9. I don't know. What do you think? You still locking in 3D? You think it'd be Kart?
I'm gonna lock in 3D.
All right, 3D.
I don't. I'm more with Zach of they're gonna stop numbering Mario Karts and just give a definitive edition that brings everything in, and then just over time update that. Kind of go live service model with it,
I mean,
which
that's
is what
almost,
they've been doing.
Yeah, almost what they've done with 8 now with doing their whatever it's called packs.
Yeah, it's like they basically just have DLC packs for it. So
right.
Do away with that, and then they can either buy the pack, or if they have Nintendo Switch Online, they can just get the packs for free or something.
Yeah, I mean, go back to kind of how they had it before, where it was like Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii, and just eliminate the whole number of the naming and just call it whatever they're going to call it. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, there will be a Mario Kart game that comes out this year. Like that I fully believe. But will it be a launch title or not? That's where it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
I thought of this while we were sitting here. It's less of a prediction for this year and one that we'll see happen over like the next year or two, maybe 3 years. It's similar to one I had, I think, a year or two ago, where I think I said extraction games will be like the new BRs.
Yeah.
Not in the same vein, but with the success of, or like with Split Fiction coming out, with the success of It Takes Two, games like Helldivers popping off. I think
Focus.
I think the cooperative focused kind of like Helldivers is kind of just thrown in there as another cooperative game that popped off this year that can be played solo. But I think the interest and success of some of these cooperative or couch co-op type games, we're going to see that kind of reverberating through the industry for the next couple of years. Because Split Fiction's coming out. It's probably going to be up there for Game of the Year. It Takes Two won Game of the Year a couple of years ago. We've seen some more of these games focused on like small groups of teams coming out, or like small groups of players going on missions and stuff. So I think the cooperative games are starting to come back, or they're going to start coming back. More people are going to kind of focus on it with the success that some of these games have had.
Man, I would hope so, because I really want to see that cooperative thing be more of a standard, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those where like in the same way, what's the studio behind like It Takes Two in that?
Hazelight.
Yeah. It's like in the same way that like Larian has perfected the CRPG genre and like their games, they've perfected couch co-op.
Yes.
Yeah, they have.
And it's like I think like on opposite ends of the spectrum, those two are going to be like leading the charge of like their style of games. And I think we're going to be seeing, I mean, we always get some CRPGs throughout the years come out, but I think since the standard has been raised on both sides there, we're going to be seeing more games come out of higher quality based on those properties.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I got to figure out how to exactly word that for the prediction.
It's a weird one to throw
A
out there.
resurgence of co-op focused
There you go.
games.
There you go.
Yeah, essentially that.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. I can see that. Would love to see that too, especially with just the success that I feel like, especially if Split Fiction comes out and blows everything out of the water, then absolutely. I mean, we've had these other cooperative games like Helldivers and stuff come out too. It's like
I mean, we've had a trickle of them here and there, but I
Yeah.
mean, our biggest spotlights, would be Helldivers 2 and then Hazelights games.
Well, then also like some of the other like big games that came out, like
Baldur's
cooperative focused, Lethal Company indie game came out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
entirely
true.
focused on a group of people going and doing their thing. So there's been a lot of kind of interest shown in these co-op games that you can just group people together and play.
I'm glad you mentioned Lethal Company, because it reminded me of a prediction that I saw from some journalist, I don't remember who, where they were predicting that there was going to be a pretty large AAA game come out this year in the realm of like a Lethal Company or Phasmophobia, in that sort of co-op like horror game, whatever. So I was like, that'd be cool to see, because a lot of the big ones we have come out are kind of smaller, games like a Phasmophobia or whatever,
Or
like a smaller
one of,
team.
One of the bigger
team.
ones that started up this year, Lockdown Protocol.
Oh
yeah. So that'd be pretty cool to see if there was gonna be like a AAA game like that come out this year. So
It's funny you say Phasmophobia, because I've been seeing videos of just high-level Phasma players just ruining the game for people.
oh yeah,
Where it's just like, oh, the door opened this much slower. All right, it's this. Let's go.
oh man. I'm trying to think if I have any other predictions. I don't think so. I might piggyback on some of you guys', but I don't know. You guys got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, that's the end of our predictions. Drop your predictions down below. Let me know.